now they ain't pee with speed bumps. Constant on my mind, the ones I do love, they counting on me now. Too late to give up. Lace my shoes up, I'm tired though, you should know. My race can't be rushed, my rivals, they will fold. When they see me coming, I bet that they gon' start running. I'm a stone to a giant, I ain't afraid of nothing. Grit in my left hand, vengeance in my right. Go straight on both, I ain't wasting no time. Fight for what's mine, you know it's only right. Better have it bad by the end of the night.
Claims he will fall quite quickly afterwards in BB.
I'm feeling charged up. I'm a battery on full percentage. I got the green light. Keeping my guard up. I will not stumble no straight when they threaten my life. You cannot stop us. A force to be reckoned with. I don't recommend you try. I'm feeling charged up. Energized. I know my passion and purpose gon' take me higher. I'm feeling charged up. I'm feeling charged up. Keeping my guard up. You cannot stop us. I'm feeling charged up. I'm feeling charged up.
In position to make a really big play again here for his team in a sort of a dire moment. He's got all of top control on lock as his team start to fill out. It's starting out strong with BBHH as they sort of trades now really Hacienda. A bit of a difficult map to play for control. Very static spawns, so if you get early advantage, as BBHH has, it is very, very classical.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got many bands, I'm thumbing it, Who's your 10? You could try, can't stop it. OC Dub, way up, like a rocket. Acting up, acting that way out of pocket. For the grind, for the hustle, I can't knock it. Do what it take, do what you do. You could try, I've been up, I've been stuck up in the sky. Only at the top, I can't lie. Haters watch it, throw the piece, tell them bye. I got things to do, I got bands to get. Competition up in smoke.
Right now the advantage that he will have.
Ask me why I'm a top 10 candidate. I'm so fly, I'm so clean, and I'm rich. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it.
But yes, the RC car, great confirmation.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got many bands, I'm thumbing it. Tell them whoa, get up out the way. It's ludicrous, how much I'm getting paid. 10K, no mob ties, but a player being made. Now how you spoke to your girl, better check her phone. And do you know
watch your players rotating around the back?
She doing when you not at home. And when she tell you she alone, but she not alone. She got a lot of options, eeny, miny, mo. She gon' do what she want, ain't no stopping it all. Hold a liquor in the cup, yeah, I'm topping it off. I might take your girl, take a trip to the mall. Put the shelf in the bag, yeah, cause I'm copping it all. I'm saying, they can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. Check the scoreboard, I'm running up stats. Numbers don't lie, that's facts. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. They can't stop it. They can't stop the kid. Check the numbers, I'm running it up. I got plenty bands, I'm thumbing it, They can't stop the kid. 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 They can't stop the kid.
On as Aiden finds Henry, that's 3 dead, a clean wipe, and that'll be some ticket progression made early on, and it's pretty even in life still.
Pick up where I left off, it ain't over. Whole squad on the gravel, all I know, I'm a soldier, stand up, add attention, shake it off, tell us swift, forget the trip, back to mission, no surrender, just commitment. I see visions, eyes closed, shut, heart monitor going crazy, medics panicking, woke up from the stretcher in the res, removing the bandages, hopes up, I'ma catch whoever made me suffer these damages, power level breaking screens, they like, way, look at them scampering, rejuvenated, reborn, I'm basically the man again. Made the world stand still, they amazed, frozen like mannequins. Kick the door off the hinges, make waves, someone needs banishing. They ain't think I was able, but I'm came when it come to savageness. I'ma finish it, 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 I'ma finish it. Still got a little fight, 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 I'ma finish finish it. Little this, little that. Everyone pulling triggers full of max. Talking feces cause they full of that. Ain't really G's, they GNATs, they really just next. Scratch them off, power balls. Look at them spinning, they really spin offs. Getting me dizzy, give me a headache, maybe wanna tear my head off. I could really use the Tylenol. Candy rappers talking good and plenty, it's really too many to mention, but no, I'm tired of y'all. Suck to infinity, you could never be my enemy. You make me look good, I should be hiring y'all. I'm reborn, I'm basically the man again. Made the world stand still, they amazed. Frozen like mannequins. Kick the door off the hinges, make way. Someone needs banish shit. They ain't think I was able, but I'm Kane when it come to savageness. I'ma finish it. 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 Still got a little fight. 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 I'ma finish it.
To win it here in P2, and you just can't see Inglorious finding a way. find a second. He's going to add a third, and all of a
Oh.
sudden, that is going to be the end of it for him. Glorious. There's no way to get this. in the back of the spawn, causing standoffs here. He's going to make it 5. Slide it on, and eventually the Sapphire finds it.
Racks, 100 racks up in my safe, nigga. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith, nigga. Check the stats, I ain't got too much to say, nigga. Down bad, was praying for better days. I got Gucci on my belt, but my pants sag. Wouldn't be surprised if my biggest hater made a fan page. You taking notice from your boss, nigga, you man-made. Grown-ass niggas getting touched up by the handshake. Plenty women wanna get with me, but I can't fuck them, bro. I don't even know who be hating, but it's fuck them all. Beef with my niggas through the night, won't see the sun no more. I've been on my shit, it makes sense, I'm the one they coming for. You can't name a nigga hot as me who coming out the for. Y'all never show respect to me, so what I got respect you for? I got them out with me like I'm trying to clean up a messy flow. Thumbing through these racks, trying to get some more. Had a heart full of love and an empty coat. That nigga broken in love, I bet he bored. You think I'm mad cause you had it, bitch, I had. You can have that hoe. Used to wanna upgrade the closet, now I want own it, so tapping into different parts of me. Most don't explode. Try and bite the style I got that don't flow. Craziest thing about a hater is that they know I blow. Running in Twitter to throw shade, it be all for show. Can snap you like a twig, leave you with a bloody nose. I've been putting in that work, make God proud, I'm the one he chose. Remember back when? Shut the fuck up, we was never close. Don't think you hear me right, let me clear my throat. 100 racks, 100 racks up in my safe, nigga. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith, nigga. Check the stats, I ain't got too much to say, nigga. Down bad, was praying for better days. It's really rapping none, told my mind school is not for me. The risk over reward ain't worth it, so I neglect the streets, don't sit on my soul. I let the lessons teach, and I ain't looking for no love unless it's peace. You was broken and I put you together. I'm talking every piece. Took some time to get this good. I had to rap on several beats. I wasn't happy with myself. I went through hell for weeks. I was selling weed and now I'm selling seats. I won't take that plate of food unless all of my fellas eat. Too many bitches on my line. I can't cuff cause I probably cheat. Only one to make it out. I'm what they call anomaly. Not even 25 yet. Still so much I gotta see. The world in my palms. Got your girl in my sheets. I can never let a girl make me feel like I'm incomplete. She shallow, I dig it. Even though ain't got a mind is deep. And that love costs too much, but my time is free. In the studio, locked in is the only place you findin' me. I wanna be successful just as bad as I wanna breathe. Eyes heavy, body shut down is the only time I sleep. It get cold in the nose, I'ma bring that summer heat. 100 racks up in my safe, nigga. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith, nigga. Check the stats, I ain't got too much to say, nigga. Down bad, just praying for better days. 100 racks up in my safe, nigga. I've been dreaming of pulling up in that Wraith, nigga. Check the stats, I ain't got too much to say, nigga. Down bad, just praying for better days. Praying for better days. Praying for better days.
Magix comes for the charge. Kobo won't add another. He's 11 and 6. Is he going to make it? He's holding the rush. 1v6. What can Rush do? Finds one, finds two. Clears his own. No way. 15 seconds. Managing to find a trade back here against the Katana side as they go to put that bomb down in the back again. It's Cora, nobody other than him, 6 in a row. Dominant performance from him as Aiden is left. sliding on through. Slides on out, finds the kill. Staying alive, and challenge comes in on the defense. Is strong enough there for Inglourious, though, but they are not the defending side. They are attacking, and they feel like the defensive side at this point in time is does eventually come to it in the back of the building.
Turn it up.
Flood comes in through the front, Cap comes in, and now, as I said, damage limitation. It could have been really scary for them early on, but a nice reset and a nice sort of recomposition from Inglourious.
again.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah. Oh shit, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war, every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my dick, I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they wanted to smoke. If you know, then you know. Suited up, bitch, my whole team do the same. Don't you forget who created the game. Ready for war, I was born with grenades. The trenches where soldiers are made. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever.
For the rotations around the bottom. Kitchen side, our team euphoria and their fall time again. Deficit here, Ryan's doing speed. Ellis jumps off down towards P3. We go. Here is it opening up, missing a bit of this time here on P2. Now having that spawn is crucial to this hard point. Giving yourself a really good way to super trying to continue his small with it. Step challenge for this, a little bit of scrapping here as well for the game, but it means that you've already got the players rotated. This is really catching, finds his first bit inside of the test. It's going to be a start. 2 more seconds. Here we go. Instead, Eric Boom slides on out. Glory's winning the gunfight. See, that's where they need to do it. They'll climb that back. 4 more seconds. You don't have to get Glory's to slide away from this. That was all trying to be done. Here we go. That's all scoring away. Claims he all of a sudden you need it. Alpha super left alive though. 4 more seconds. Here we go. Get all this time on the board. Once again, you will almost be neck and neck.
waste of time, no nades. Go in, execute, with full control of the bomb site. Mythix gets blood, and the bomb is going down. Aiden, though, on the pitch, might be able to catch Henry's feet.
Put your chains on my soul. You just fear what you can't control. I know you wanna keep me caged, but baby, I'm a renegade. You know I'm a renegade. Baby, I'm a renegade.
Breaking all the rules. After mine now, this ain't win or lose. This is what you wanted from me, lit the fuse. Be a pawn all my life, I refuse. You were scheming all my life, now you need me. Not seeing it as a big deal, it's something I can't repeat. In the lab like Dexter, you sabotage like Dee. Yeah, I got the crown now, it's mine now, I'm knee deep.
Yeah, I got the crown now, it's mine now.
I can't be minimized. On the throne, you've been advised. Wanted me down, but I switched it up. I'm top tier, better listen up. Overhype can't trip me up. Over the way, had to lift me up. What a shot, look how it rolls, even if nobody knows ya. On my own wave, I am gold, yeah. You was trying to block me on the low, yeah. Took the high road, let me demonstrate. Cause the old me gone like I've been erased. I'm the boss now, I'm the boss now. Wiped away my tears, got the sauce now. My back was on the wall, now I'm up. When you were claiming I was soft, I had a rough. Outcast left in the cold, outcast left in the cold. The in crowd would block me out. I had it kicking doors, forcing soil plant. Been evicted from my land. If you wanna see me now, I'm not giving you the chance, yeah.
Clemsy going around the outside of the map. The rest of the team going up top through this left-hand side towards that A bomb site. But first blood is found. Alpha answers back with a response of his own. Alpha finds Dave. Now I don't know if he watches two after comes on his head. Almost hit that 100-point mark, but it wasn't quite enough there in time on that. But Rafi, look at him go, and he's on 4 in a row. He's on that bomb. As Sapphire is looking. come down to Euphoria is back and forward trades, but Euphoria's in a position to find the players from spawn. Still stay alive. The question is yes. Progression as quickly as possible here. 2 minutes to get towards B. This time around, before the fines do it, traded out. KLW is there to answer back. So B back and forward. 22. The pressure is just going to be coming constantly. All of a sudden, it's time for trying to rotate around the map at the meantime, but Najix does find one pick. Challenge comes into Nadox, he finds the second. So far in favour of Team Notorious. First team will go to because in the back lap is left for a kill. Mendy holding the spot. Magic will get the kill. Good opportunity. F-dot spot. Marvel's going to try to kill. Keanu just seems to jump up there. Thankfully, it gives him that extra bit of clearance here. Cobra spots one, doesn't get the second, but two players. we find any other.
Here we go, ladies and gents. Welcome back. Welcome back. Finally, a long break that we've had. We've got to sit back, relax, go to the shops, get your water, get your coffees, get your tea, whatever you're wanting. A little bit of bits and bobs while you get set up for this next match. We're going to have Project 7 up against Diz World. It's Team Dizzy, so to speak. But two teams that are kind of fighting for themselves to stay in survival pretty much mode. This is one of these one. This game could be the one that makes and breaks their whether they're in that top 4, right?
Yeah, you're looking at, depending on the result of this series, there's going to be a bunch of tiebreakers, and the tiebreaker is going to come down to head-to-head map counts. So there's a lot riding on this series. Essentially, if Disworld win, it then comes down between P7 and Avenge to decide who qualifies in the final spot. But if P7 win, then I'm pretty sure it comes down to map count percentages to decide what happens to Disworld. So it's a bit of a mad one. We're going to get a double tiebreaker regardless, but it depends on the weight of the series. So a lot riding on this. Probably the most important series for both of these teams of the week.
Yeah, definitely one of the most important ones. Speaking of the most important ones, let's look at the team that is comprised of Project 7 Esports. It is going to be Disarray, BBC Connor. Well, BB Connor, BBC Connor, BBC, whatever. Lampy and Overlay. As a squad and as a setup, what do you see with that team doing? How well do you think this is a roster put together?
So it's a bit of a mix and match team. Connor and Disarray have quite a bit of chemistry together. They played a few times over the last few games. Notably in MW2, they had a roster where they were with Kels, Rooney, and I want to say Genesis for a couple of an event or two. And then into MW3, I'm pretty sure they played together under Revived. So they've got a bit of experience together as a two. On the other side, Lampy and Overlay in MW3 had that final elite where they were with Zappy. And I think Vega, I'm not sure they're fourth, but they also have a bit of chemistry together. So it's kind of like two little duos that have been placed together. In terms of what to expect, I mean, Overlay and Lampy are quite good search and destroy players, so I expect this team to be a solid search and destroy team. As previously their series against Avenge, I'm pretty sure they won map 5, so big map 5 coming out when they needed it. But in terms of I say teamwork and stuff, I'm expecting a bit more scrappiness, a bit more messy maybe on the map than previously desired, just purely on the fact that it looks like it's quite a new roster that's come together.
Yeah, fair. So their opposition for this evening is going to be Disworld, another team that's been put together quite recently. We've got Alpha, Dizzy, Chunky, and Twisted. Well, it's Chunky. Which of these two teams? Obviously, Alpha used to be a member of Inglorious Gaming prior to this, the last Elites. I'm pretty sure that was when he was taking part as well, but now being picked up here and part of Disworld this time round as a setup as well. Then for these guys, experience in terms of numbers and who they've got on their side, do you think this is the better side compared to P7, or do you reckon P7 still kind of outweighs their level of talent?
I mean, definitely in terms of chemistry, I'd probably say this team has a bit of an advantage. So Chunk and Twisted sort of had their come up together in MW2 in the team where they were with Aspect and Maestro. So they've got a lot of experience together as a two. Dizzy, I know, has played with the other two players in several iterations of teams. Obviously the odd one out being Alpha. But he has sort of slotted into this team as kind of it's kind of an extra fourth. I feel like they were kind of the team that were missing that extra player, and they took the chance on Alpha, and he seems to have fit in quite well in terms of the team's gameplay. What I expect from this team is they're going to be fast, like really fast, because outside of Twisted, the other three are traditionally submachine gun players. I do know Dizzy. I think Dizzy runs an AR a bit more in this game, but 3 traditional SMG players and 1 AR. So they're going to be a very fast team. Whether that works out, I don't know, because P7 are a little bit of a slower team. You've got sort of 2 ARs, a flex, and a sub on that team. So you kind of got a slow team versus a fast team. So you could see, in similar vein to the previous series we casted, a slaying advantage potentially to P7 just due to the pacing. But I expect Disworld to have way more pressure on the map. So we'll see. I think this is actually a really close series. I think this is about as much as a 50-50. I don't know which way I would call this one.
Yeah, as we're saying, prediction-wise, are you thinking map 5 ending it again like they have already did? Obviously, it was P7 against Avenged in their last round. They went to a map 5. Disworld, I don't think, got that far, actually, last time I looked at the scoreline. But do you think we see a map 5 here?
I think it has all the potential. If I was to give edges here and there, I think P7 maybe probably have the edge in the search and destroys. In terms of hardpoint, I think Disworld, I would say probably at least on paper, the better hardpoint team. So it really comes down to map 3 for me. Whichever way that swings, I think will probably decide the series, unless obviously big clutches happen and big swings happen. But I think this could easily go 5.
Yeah, that's fair. That is a very fair way of saying it, looking at things here. But let's look at this series as it holds and which maps we will be facing tonight. First off, hardpoint on protocol, followed by a search and destroy onto red card, then the vault control. And if we need any more maps in the series, we'll be going into red card hardpoint and a vault once again on search and destroy. So we're just seeing a different change. No Hacienda this time round, which has been one of the highly picked maps for the season in this Challengers Elite. But as a map set, how do you feel this will work out in favour of which team?
I would probably say map 1 hardpoint, I would edge slightly towards P7. I do know they like to play protocol. I've seen them play it a fair few times in sort of 2Ks, Elite, stuff like that. So I think that goes in their way. In terms of the red card, I'd probably say that's a bit more towards Disworld. I do know the previous team Dizzy was on a very long time ago, I want to say, with Nile and such, did like red card. So I think both hardpoints are split down the middle. In terms of the search and destroys, red card is very much a map you pick if you're comfortable in S&D. Vault is a map you pick if you're not comfortable, because Vault is very much run it down A and win your gunfights. So to me, it's both sides of the middle of the control are split either way. There's advantages slightly to both teams in either maps. It's realistically, to me, whoever wins Vault control, I think, is probably going to win the series.
Yeah, that's a fair analogy here. But obviously, like you said, the team for the search and destroy pick that you would go for is obviously the P7 squad. So if they know it, that should be map number 2 going the way for red card. Then if you're saying that they can S&D prowess, and then like you said, maybe that was the pick for Disworld onto Vault, because it is kind of more like, let's see if you can win your gunfights and get there as quickly as possible and run it down. So I mean, yeah, that's where it's going to go, and hopefully we'll see that starting off very soon as we'll be going into that hard point onto protocol. And it's the first time we'll see protocol this evening, because we've not got to see that so far, and going to see how this plays out between the two sides, which I'm looking forward to, because I've got a few more matches to cast after this one, and you'll be getting nice and tucked up to bed because you've got a busy day ahead tomorrow as well. So thankfully I've only got about an hour and a half in work tomorrow, and then I've got to take the little one to the hospital, so technically I get to skive off work, which isn't too bad. I'll get to catch up on my sleep that I missed later on afterwards, hopefully, before the wife goes away to work and I can get my peace.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not so blessed. I got a nice 11 hours in a row tomorrow, so we'll see how that one pans out. But yes, good luck with the NA games. You'll probably enjoy it. The pacing is way faster in North America overall. So,
well, it is going to be Team War. We'll be watching the first match up, and that's Diamond Con and Assault and so on. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot of ex-pros that are going to be showing us how to play some Call of Duty, and it'll be the first time I've got to cast over the NA side as well. So that's going to be interesting, because I have watched some of them, but then we're also playing up against the Pioneers, and the Pioneers have got Super, who's played for so many Challengers teams this year already. So I mean, some interest in see how he plays and how he fits into the Pioneer squad as well, going into that one. But going into any other map other than that, it is Project 7 versus Disworld in this series, and that'll be the last one over on this channel anyway. And we're about to commence here into Protocol, so we'll send you into the map and we'll get ready to set up that wonderful Protocol hardpoint. We'll stay on board with Disworld to start with, seeing as they are Team 1. Why not stay on board Team 1 at the start and see what Twisted and Chunk and all the rest can do here.
Fighting from the bad side, the disadvantage side for P1. That sort of blue building, the P3 area, is the main power spot you want to control. So slight advantage to P7 off the break, but let's see how Disworld elect to deal with it.
Alpha goes for that instantly, barrels throw over the nade, but it does mean that he is the first to fall against Overlay. But Chunk inside will beam towards a BBC corner, and all of a sudden the break is in for P7, and they're going to get a little bit in there for now. Back and forward, they're going to be fighting on that hardpoint as Lampe just not sure where the players are, but he eventually gets one kill. Disarray finds the other two, and that'll be P7 in control for now.
Yeah, you really see the strength of that blue spawn. I say blue spawn, the red team spawning behind the blue building. Nice color difference there. The advantage they get to mid first, they get the power position first, but you get to see your Alpha. This is the big play right here. This flank to top blue picks up overlay and now just completely cuts the map in half. Forces the side of P7 to look both ways and take some very bad gunfights towards both sides. You see the trades come in. Alpha's staying alive here as P7 attempts to regain control of blue. The pinch will come in from overlay and disarray on the stairs. The kill comes in, and actually very well done there, to be fair. Lampy stays down for a very long time, keeps his life, and they actually manage to transition across mid now towards P2.
Oh, I'm getting that issue there now. I've just actually noticed that the last time around we didn't have any issues whatsoever with numbers on the screen, but this time around we started off and Disarray is suddenly number 60 and everybody else's numbers are all over the place. So we're going to get a wee bit of a pain when it comes to the challenge and picking the right numbers that I see on the screen, but at least for now, P7 holding strong in P2. They got that spawn side as well for now. But it's going to be Alpha that tries to come on from the top here. Finds overlay and his teammates will find the other. Try to stay alive here as much as possible inside the hard point because they've got that deficit. They're trying to get the last bit of scrap time and make sure they hold on to that next rotation towards P3. But there is one player making that rotation round and that's going to be Lampy. He's inside the building already and ready to just sit and lay prone, waiting for his prey. Finds one. It's going to be Twisted. Now he's going to try and look to find another, expecting players to come zip. Doesn't happen that time round, but he's going to challenge towards the back spawn and maybe find where that player is holding that spawn so that they can get that in their favour.
Yeah, it's a big play for Lampy. That transition out of underground to get to top blue is a big kill as Connor finds two in the hill. And now just staying alive in the back will flip the spawns out to P1. You can see straight away, I love this aggression. Straight up towards P1, start getting the cut kills, just be a nuisance and stop any players flanking the heli side of the map. But number 3 does get the trade in Alpha and he does slip the net, but Lampy off spawn should be good for a big 1v1 in the back. But Alpha actually wins it now to contest the spawn for Disworld. The collapse comes in, trades going either way, pinstripe kill feed, but it does eventually go the way of Disworld.
Yeah, exactly. And they want to push down quickly here towards P4 because this is crucial. Hardpoint could be the best when you hold on, but it's back and forward in the kill feed. Both players trying to fight for protection over here in P4. Twisted now dodging around the console. BB Connor will win that gunfight, but at least there's a player to trade it out, and that's Alpha will get that hold. And now, if they can get themselves down here, Disworld could have a good opportunity here to take a good lead.
Yeah, the bunker, the funnel hill. Only three entrances. All 3 are just doorways. So if you get in early, it can be very hard to get you out of it. But you see the trades coming in now. A really good collapse coming in through the big door, and the spiral does work out the way of P7. All kills in their favor. Last one up is Twisted, who does need to play his life and wait for reinforcements. The thing is about this hill, as you can see, you can just hold the entire hill from the hill. You get both sides pushed out. You get bodies in the hill just to watch the one doorway, and you just create this horrible funnel for the opposition team, just forcing very unfavorable gunfights. And the trades are now coming in for the side of P7 as Lampy locking it up 13-4, having himself a map with a Hellstorm as well already in the pocket for the early rotation. I'd be interested to see if he uses it to get this P1 clearance, as it would essentially allow his team to play all of this time.
Yeah, exactly. He has a 7th as well, and he doesn't even care. He's going to keep adding more if he can. He's going to get up towards. He's going to add the extra. There's 8 in a row. The reload is going to get unfortunate as he's jumping down. But that's a good amount of kills there that gets herself in contention here for P1. He gets that Hellstorm missile earned. And now they're in a great position here with that lead already at 30 points. P1's going to be uncontested for a little bit here as the scrap time just keeps ticking its way. Baby Connor though finds one. Doesn't find a second, but at least gets that call out towards his team. Player challenges him and he's going to make it 5 in a row himself. Close to that Hellstorm missile that was getting used. And there's the invest for that Hellstorm. Does find one onto Dizzy. And that'll be P1 in control of P7.
Yeah, no, as I said early on, you can see the slaying advantage heavily in the favour of P7 right now, but the score was not that drastic. You got a lot of big picks coming out of Disworld whenever they seem to be on at the back foot, down in 2v3s. Somebody seems to keep getting a big 2-piece. Currently it's Alpha, just keeping this game somewhat contested, and that's just due to the pacing. P7's a slower team, Disworld's a lot faster, so they can get away with a lot less kills because they have so much aggression. But yes, I expected the early Hellstorm in P1 just get that clearance, allow them to get blue control and transition nicely to P2.
Yeah, 40-second lead they have now going towards P2, but that's in favour of Disworld for now. But Baby Connor's going to try and make sure he can pick ones through inside Garama's. Teammates going around the outside here as well. Disworld trying to make it through mid-map. One of his players just falling. That's overlay. They got there early. Sadly for him, wasn't going to get on time, but at least Disarray is there. Oh, the nades come in. Gets a team nade as well from Twisted though. And now only one person left alive on the point. Does get found. Overlay makes his way in. We jump on board with Overlay and he finds it with a pistol. One tap to the head. He's finished. Dizzy's out. And Chunk will get the trade.
Yeah, no, nice map control. You're disraising a big 1v1. He actually wins it towards the bottom side of the map. That was onto Alpha, who's actually trying to take a route to flip Disworld out there into blue. So very big win from Disray. You can see when you have control of this P3 spawn, you can just cut straight across top middle and funnel into P2, and it's such a hard gunfight for the other team coming around the tower.
Yeah, exactly that. And now Lampy's going to decide to go towards that new rotation. They've already got the hard point in control. He decided, actually, I don't need to go up there. My team's already got that under control. I'll stay here in Spiral, expect players to challenge. And there is Chunk. Unfortunate timing for him. Now Alpha finds another, and that's on to Disray. Starting to make his way in towards the back of the spawn. They get the kills going their way. One more player to deal with, and that will be finished up. Disworld get the break and now have that spawn side.
Yeah, Alpha sort of the shining hope here of Disworld. Every time they seem to need a big bailout play, he seems to get 2, and is the only one realistically contesting any positive kill to death ratio right now. But this is a big time right here, because if you can get this scrap time transition into a P4, it's all to play for. But as I say that, Connor flies in, finds 1. An unfortunate teammate from Disarray, though, will trade his teammate out. You're going to see now this big transitional gunfight. This will decide the map, essentially. If Disworld can win this, they can get back into it. If not, P7 are looking nice to lock this game up.
Yeah, they're definitely getting there early, but there you go. Disworld are in. 3 players are in. If they can lock this down, that'll be what they need. BB Connor does get away with his life for a second, but Dizzy Dole goes on the chase, finds him in towards that elevator. Lampy gets in there, but Dizzy makes it a 5 spray. That's exactly what Disworld need to keep themselves in this game. They're doing well with it, getting this final bit of time. They'll get it to almost an even matchup so far, if they can hold the remainder of the time.
It's the power of the bunker. It's such a hard hill to break. It's such a big money hill. As I say that, Disray though flies in and finds 2 out of nowhere, and that should be the breaker as the numbers come in. Overlay cleans up the final 2 kills, and the P7 will get the back 30 seconds of this time. Unfortunately for Disworld, if they could have held on a little bit longer, that would have essentially tied them up going into new, even though they're getting heavily outslain. But they do not want to give up this time. As you can see, they're worried about that 200-point margin, but gunfights from Twisted and Alpha come in as Alpha finds 2. Twisted finds 2 pieces from both players. Nice bait and switch, and the scrap time will go to them, but now it becomes a fight for the top blue building.
Yeah, Twisted gets a bit unfortunate there as well as he goes through the doorway, opens it up to be finished off. Trying to get himself into that backspawn and cause a nuisance, but couldn't be. Twisted though beams the player up towards the head. He finds a second over towards artillery in P1, and now can he find a third? He was going to find it, but Chunk does it himself, and Disworld have got themselves back into contention here. They're back into P1, but here comes a Hellstorm. He's going to have to dip, dive, and get out of the way, but BB Connor does hit 1 with it. Potentially hits another onto Chunk, and there we go. BB Connor gets that break in, and that's going to be the 200-point margin closing in for P7.
Yeah, almost a sort of rerun of the second P1, right? Diz will get some control. Lampy calls in a Hellstorm. Diz will get control. Connor calls in a Hellstorm. That is the power of getting the streaks to really sort of open this map up, and you can just see the slaying prowess right now. Sort of double pause for Lampy, double pause for Connor. Heavily outslaying Disworld, but Disworld, they're keeping themselves in it. If they just can run this next hill. You just chain these shields together as they are contesting the blue spawn. They can definitely find their way back in, but Lampy trying to play spoiler here, going on a long route all the way through top grannies and sort of catching players out in transition. He puts some shots in, gives away his position, but no kill. As I say that though, 2 in the feed. Alpha finds 1, and the blue spawns yet again go to P7.
Yeah, there we go. This is it. Oh, Disarray finishes off Twisted. Now they get the chance to get back in, and from this position they were at last time, they got some good time on P2, and if they keep doing what they were doing from that last round, they may actually go on to win this here in P2. There's just enough time. It's going to be all challenge here ahead from Disworld, and if they can't get in, they could be losing map number 1 already. Can Dizzy be the player to spoil things? You can see through the screen that we get to see, thankfully all 4 players are just sitting around and watching and waiting. 10 seconds left for the win.
Trades are coming in here. It's just a funnel through the tower, and it's so difficult to get there, and it seems to be the clearance. Now one last player, that's number 3 Alpha, through the tower. Can he get in? No, he cannot, and it's 250, 177 to the side of P7. I did feel like this was the map they were strong at, and you could see it's just the slaying prowess. They're not the most efficient hardpoint you've ever seen in the world, but if they're outslaying you by 20, 30 kills and getting 2 Hellstorms, does that really matter?
No, exactly that. That is exactly what they needed. They managed to use them Hellstorms twice on P1, get themselves pushed out, get themselves even more time on a hard point that you don't tend to get very much time on in the grand scheme of things because it's very contested. But when you're using a Hellstorm, you're going to have to bait everybody back into buildings, get kills, and they're going to be back in their spawn for quite some time. There we go. In the terms of the scores, you can just see the outslaying of P7. Oh my god, I'm going to say B7 because I've seen BB Connor there. But yeah, definitely it's outslaying where needed. And P7 will take map number 1 in quite considerable fashion.
Yeah, no, it's the favoured map comes in as expected. At times, I did not think the slaying was going to be that lopsided, but at times you could see that the Disworld's pressure was sort of dragging them back into the games. It seemed to me if they could have executed the bunker hills a little bit better on the side of Disworld, they probably would have been tied going into that last P2. However, it doesn't go that way. Gunfights went the way of the other team, and that's how Call of Duty goes sometimes. But going into red card now, potentially a 2-0 deficit, as I did think P7 would have the stronger red card S&D performance prior to the series. So you could see a 2-0 lead. Hopefully not going to lead to a 3-0, but a 2-0 lead coming on the side of P7. If I'm Disworld, I'm thinking here, we've got more aggressive players that, try and abuse tickets, try and abuse the B lane, sort of get these tighter gunfights more than risking going down to the A and there's those massive open ranges where, the likes of Connor, the likes of Overlay are going to thrive with the ARs.
Yeah, certainly. Sorry, I'm hearing something in the chat there just to see what they're up to because they're speaking between each other at the moment and the joys of trying to listen to everybody. But yeah, I mean, if they can keep it going, I think the P7, the way that they are obviously in flow already, this was a kind of select. I'm pretty sure it's going to go in their favour as well with the S&D. That'll be meaning Disworld is going to have that reverse sweep potential. I'll have to look forward to already, but don't let them down. You never know. Disworld might actually show something that we weren't expecting. We'll wait and see if that is the case, as we will be sending towards some replays for now before we get the match for number 2 over towards next one, a series. And I think we had that replay button set, but there we go. Done. Ready to go.
We register there, but it doesn't find any hit. Rafi find a first blood. Eric Boom adds another. And another. There we go. It is all down to just Alpha left alive. What can he do? Find a pick. Going to get onto that B zone. For a second. Rafi knows there was an Inglorious player nearby. That's Aiden inside vault. He's going to try and chase that. If not, they'll find a kill instead. Takes the progressions made towards B. It was a few seconds left on it, and there we go. They get that second tick of progression. They've got the lives, they've got the advantage here. One more player left is Najix, and Najix can't do anything about it. That's going to be all the ticks of progression made. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Notorious of Team Wash. A narrow lead though that can change in the blink of an eye as Euphoria does get onto the zone. Players are pushing on the outside of the map. KLW making that rotation round. Spots the player, Lion turns guns and
and is the only one realistically contesting any positive information right now. This is a big time right now. If you can get this right, then I'm sure
Closing in for P7.
sort of blue building, the P3 area is the main power spot you want to control. So slight advantage to P7 off the break, but let's see how Disworld elect to deal with it.
Here we go. Now P7 are 1-0 up in this series. We're into red card. Search and destroy. We go. We already said prior to this match we think this is a P7 kind of favoured map, and obviously S&D being their kind of favoured side. The two players you says to look out for P7 though when it comes to that. Oh, there we go. I was going to say something happened, but something.
Connor just casually stuck a katana on his teammate's neck, but looking like a reset. But yeah, no, the players I'd watch for the P7 squad would be Lampy and Overlay. Overlay played a ton of Search and Destroy in the off season and in previous games. Lampy as well. A lot of chows, a lot of wagers here and there. So definitely a team that plays a lot of Search and Destroy. At least them two as a duo.
Yeah.
On the side of Disworld, a team that I'd favour maybe more, like I said, they've probably got a lot more reps in respawn than any other game mode. So if I was to have a guess, Disworld are going to play this very straight up. They're going to stack things, be very 50-50 with their players. Yeah. Whereas P7, you might see a bit more creative things, we'll say, a bit more routes, a bit more set plays maybe.
Yeah. Well, we seen it last time around the last series we watched on Red Card, which Search and Destroy was slightly different, and it was pretty much mostly A hits for the most of the time. I'm assuming that's not going to be the same case this time now. There's going to be a lot of changing back and forward between different ones and making different routes that we did see in comparison to the game earlier in the series. And I think with, like you said, Lampy and Overlay being the two kind of stand-up players, we'll make sure we keep an eye on how they're doing and what the routes they're taking, and see if we could potentially see how well they work together as a duo, and if that S&D practice that they've been putting in does come to fruition here, and obviously gives them that chance, because if they take it to this round, that'll give them the chance to win it on the control and win it in a 3-0 fashion, which if it's P7, that means it's a good position in that group stage, and that potential to be guaranteed that spot into the next stage.
Indeed. I'm pretty sure, like I said, if they win, they would play Avenge, and even if they lose to Avenge, there's a chance that the map count will go in their favor. So potentially, if this is a 3-0, it is almost like, not 100% sure, but it's going to practically lock them in terms of qualification.
Yeah.
Oh, another ending. Wow.
Oh my god. Well, maybe we should not be switching back and forward to this.
Yeah, maybe red card's cursed. Huh?
Oh, look at this. We're just going back to me. You're not getting back on, Avo.
Damn, I thought I could slip out the back door then.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, oh, don't even need me. Actually, to be fair, your name's not even on the screen anymore. Look at that. We've blanked you off for a second as well. You just get your link page there towards your Twitter. But I mean, that's all that matters. I mean, they're saying that they're getting disconnects as soon as the game's starting for their controllers and stuff, so having to reset that, and that's obviously confusing for me because I'm here in the game chat, but at the same time, at least I know what's happening, and we know that that's the reason then we're having that reset, because there's no point in playing a game if you can't even start running at the start of the game. I've had that issue myself, and it is not fun when you start sliding with the back paddles and then all of a sudden they just don't work, and you've got to try and remember what I was using for my buttons. Like, what buttons are what again? Can I jump with A? Can I jump with, like, what am I doing again? It is so funny, but we're getting everybody saying apology accepted in the chat. They're going to get back to this, and hopefully first time lucky for the red card on S&D, but we'll make sure we don't switch too early, because if we switch too early, we get ourselves caught up, and maybe that's why it is. I'll just wait. We'll transition over once we see that countdown timer get past that 5. because once it's past 5, I feel like we're secure for the most part. But this time,
I feel like we're good, unless Connor decides to stick his katana in his teammate's neck again.
well, that's it. If you see that, that's when you know it is done and dusted. But hopefully, fingers crossed, third time lucky, we've got it all set up and we'll get into this lobby and we'll finally see what happens with P7 versus Disworld here in that red card. Search and destroy. Countdown timer has begun. We're already to 6, so we're past 5. We're going to transition yourself in. Fingers crossed it's all good this time round, as we will be showing you something on screen, hopefully, very soon. There we go. Done.
And we're off to the races.
Definitely off to the races here.
And a similar spread, actually, on offense to the previous series. It is a 2-2 split, looking for picks. So maybe the run it down B strat is not something the top echelon use much anymore, as we saw in previous castings. But similar defense from P7 we saw to BBHH, where you got the sort of map spread covering all angles and avenues. And we get to see here as Lampy gets a little bit aggressive. He's going to catch a 50-50 timing here on the 2. Dizzy, actually, I think they both just got unbelievable timing and have seemed to have missed each other here as the transition comes through.
Yeah, they have. That is pretty fun.
That is pretty wild as we see the defense shift now towards that A hit. Lampy pinching in is going to be so confused. He's seen absolutely nothing on his play. And it actually might get caught in the wrap as Diz will elect to go straight through middle. He should maybe guarantee 1 unit. He does find one in the transition. Shots into Chunk backing up. Now just needs to stay alive as he does get chased out. But he has slowed that transition down heavily. Now big gunfight coming in mid. And the kills are going to come in from BB Connor. Lampy really making the play. They're catching the players out as they try to move towards the B bomb site. Leaving Dizzy alone now in a 1v3. It would be a 1v4. But absolutely 0 time on the clock. Nothing much he can do. And that shall be round 1 to P7.
That is it done. Yeah, round 1 is done. It's in the bag. P7 have it. The route did eventually work, even though he spotted nobody in the back for so long. Stayed on that escalator for a second longer. Does catch out Alpha, making that slide towards that B side, going underneath. And it does open up that first blood, gives them the chance to go on and win it. And there goes that katana that we were mentioning that ended the round in round 1 early on from BB Connor. But they're leading the way. And now they'll be taking that bomb. Where do they decide to go on their routes? Well, we see a similar scenario. We do see shots going towards tickets as always to open the doors. That seems to be the case nowadays at the start of the rounds. But we've never seen any early picks. BB Connor does get some tags though. A wee bit of information earned there as Lampy and his teammate Disarray starts to make his way towards offices and then towards VIP here, but Twisted gets the first blood now. Lampy's looking to try and find the trade, does spot Alpha, but we get shot back out again, and Twisted wins that gunfight, makes it a 3 versus 2 scenario. Dizzy finds overlay, and now we're left down to BB Connor, last man alive, and he's so far away from everybody else in his team.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool strat coming in from P7 there. They actually took a route. Unfortunately not going to work out, but they took a certain route through the hedges where the player that was playing deep archers couldn't actually see them. So that's how they managed to get up so fast. And Connor was just playing to sort of bait the players over to the B bomb. Unfortunately, the reaction from Disworld was stellar as they caught out one player in transition. Twisted finds one and then turns to trade Lampy, who managed to find that route and find a quick 2 kills to swing it into their favor. And then, I mean, they had information on Connor early in the round. They knew he'd be somewhere deep in the spawn watching the pinch. So they're able to isolate him, trap him back at the top of the map, and execute the retake. But a pretty interesting strat there. Like, sort of taking that weird route to sort of dodge the window peek. From P7, I like the idea. It's just the execution didn't really show up. Yeah,
it didn't show up as they wanted it, but a different strategy, but nonetheless, and it might work out in its favor at some point, and maybe that's something they're trying to work on. But Disworld now at least tied up in the S&D here. Twisted finding 3 in that round as well was a good wee performance from him, and he manages to give them the opportunity. BBC Connor though is going to start shooting towards the doorway, but Chunk still slides on through without a care in the world. Stuns do tag him though, and he will be getting spotted here. Nade comes out as well, gets him down to 50 HP, but at least no blooded. And P7 Esports aren't looking to chow that yet whatsoever. They're going to hold their lines and hold their crosses, make sure they can spot the players potentially making their way around, as it looks like nobody in Disworld are willing to make a move.
Yeah, it's almost the bait of the bait, right? You commit towards A, you show nothing, try and bait players to rotate back towards the other bomb site. It's almost calling each other's bluffs here, but they're definitely going to go in for mission now as doors start getting bashed in. Chunk finds a perfect time and finds one, stays alive in the paper room now, baiting out Disarray perfectly for Alpha, who swings the wide side. Chunk comes in, but Connor with the trade here as he backs up towards the rear of trophies. The pinch coming in, though, from Dizzy. Look at this play. He's caught the rotation. He's actually got the perfect timing here on overlay from transition from the A bomb site. We'll find one there in the back, and the cleanup comes in on Connor. A very well executed round actually from the side of Disworld. They get tickets control and they almost bait in P7 to think about the rotation, make them overthink their defense, and then Dizzy gets that perfect timing on the late pinch. And like I said in the previous series, if your guy in the pinch is alive long enough, he will genuinely win you the round.
Yeah, exactly that, and he did that. He did do that eventually. Dizzy making the long route, finding the final pick, giving themselves the advantage and giving themselves the lead here as both Twisted and Dizzy are on a free streak at the moment here in the S&D. And now on the attacking side, it's going to be Project 7 making their way. Where are they going to go? A bomb. There's the double dual sworded wells of Raphael from Overlay. I'm sure it's Raphael, isn't it? It's them double ones.
Yeah, the size Raphael, yeah, the double size. Double katanas, Leonardo. So we've got some massive Ninja Turtle fans here from the 90s as they push up towards the hedges side. Chunk does find first blood, though, as a counter stack into tickets actually coming out of Disworld. They anticipated the early pressure towards tickets, read it well, and execute as they get first blood. But you can see the aggression coming in now as they take full control of P5. So isolating P7. Oh, that's an awkward thing. P5 into P7. Transition through the middle of the map here. But you can see they've got all the info, right? 3 in Twitter's got all the mid. 4 and 1 have got the B side on lockdown. And then 2 has all the info on the cross to the A bombs. So right now it's just a case of not giving away any free kills and just playing your timings if outside this world.
Yeah, exactly that. And you've got Chunk just lying in such an awkward position as well. You're not going to really spot that very often. He's just staying alive, but Baby Connor does find Twisted after Disarray falls, but now it's down to Baby Connor and Overlay in the 2 versus 3 scenario. Bomb still yet to go down. Overlay does get Dizzy though and makes it a 2v2 scenario, but you do see on the cross here, Chunk might get some good timing here into the back as he spots the player go up towards the stage. You think he does, just see at the very end he decides to go under, but Alpha finds Connor and all of a sudden it's Overlay having to regather that time enough to put the bomb down, but Chunk's going to check it, and that will be the round. Disworld making it 3-1, and this is against the way that we said at the start, with P7 being the S&D prowess potentially here, the pick for... Oh, that's a great S&D camera. Well done. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. But there we go. Yeah. I thought we were going to see that for the rest of the kill cam. It'd been a bit unfortunate, but there we go. We thought P7 was going to be the standout team. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought it would be, but I suppose it's Caster's curse, right? You say one team's got more of a prowess and they can't come to put it together. Disworld are just making this really simple. They're almost treating it like they're breaking a hardpoint, like or an objective, right, on a map in a respawn. They're stacking up as a team and two little pairs sort of collapsing in on positions of the map that they think P7 are going to go to. Then when they get that early picks, they just completely freeze the map up so they can get all the crosses. Whereas P7 are trying to do these sort of, like, as you see, blind counter strats, these kind of off strats to try and catch them out. But if you don't win the gunfights, your off strats just aren't going to work. So as we see right now, it's a full-on smash. Both teams towards hedges, nades, stuns all coming out as Chunk does win that 1v1 towards Overlay on the globe stairs, and the full stack's coming in now from Disworld. They've got to wait for Lampy to transition if you're P7 to stay alive long enough, but you can see he's worried about the late pinch. Dizzy early in the game has sort of drilled that late pinch mentality into him, so he doesn't want to give up the B-bomb too early, but that does mean the isolation comes in. It's now a 3 versus 2 with Disworld working towards that stage side.
Yeah, so Lampy's changed position. He wasn't going to be able to go full wrap around like he did the last time round, and now he's going to have to go let Connor try to do that from top window here. He's got both ends watched if you are Lampy and if you are Connor. And that's a great pick though onto Alpha though, the bomb carrier and the bomb planter. He's going to find a second onto Dizzy. All of a sudden it's swinging and roundabouts here, and we're going to see P7 with the advantage, that man advantage here, and now it's all down to Chunk, who is going to get the time in here on this. Is it going to be top window 6 there? But Connor, once again, it is. Connor's going to win his gunfight once again, finds all 3 in the round, and P7 Esports take that round.
Big individual play from Connor there. Finds the timing to get the route to their top window, and There's very few in Europe that can shoot an AR as straight as he can. Not many people will know that back in the Cold War era, he was one of the top ARs in Europe. And to this day, he's still a top candidate when he wants to be. He's just a bit hot and cold. But when he does get hot, there are few better. And that is a big pop-off round as he finds 3 in transition. The angle on Alpha was insane, by the way. The shots just to clean him off the bomb from that tight angle. Great shots.
Yeah, great first shots, first blood. And obviously that was, if you assumed that was a bomb carrier at that point in time, the position Alpha was standing at is kind of where you would be generally putting that bomb down if you are going towards that A site. But this time around, Baby Connor just shooting through every single possible routes that they could take here on the defense to try and find any tags. No information gathered from it, but you do see Disarray pushing up early into towards the trophy side of things, and in towards VIP he goes, just smashing doors all the way, making a lot of noise. But still, the bomb carrier is deciding to go towards A. He's still quite far back, but nothing going in towards the site.
It's the ultimate bluff. Run in, smash every door, throw every nade, shoot through everything, and then go back to A. As I said, a bit of an off strat from P7. This is what I mean. That they're a lot more creative, I'd imagine, than the side of Dizzy will do. Play this very straight up. But as I say that, though, number 2 in Dizzy is become aware that things are taking a little bit too long on the B bomb, and actually catches Overlay trying to make that cross. But as I say that, the smash comes in 3 versus 3. Both teams come out with 2 players getting traded through, leaving it into a 2v2 now. It is Connor and Overlay, Dizzy and Chunk.
Yeah, but the route goes in, and the player of Overlay decides to go now and put that bomb down. We've got a little time to do it, and you're going to see Connor once again in that top window, sitting, waiting for the players to kind of go past his point of view. Dizzy and Chunk now going to go through tickets here. At least they're splitting a wee bit. One is going to go on that longer route, one's going to go through that short route. Can they spot the player up top? And that's going to be Connor. He does get spotted. Chunk does get some shots off, and it's going to be who decides to get the kills. Connor traded out now. 1v1 scenario. Overlay versus Chunk. Who wins it here? Is this going to be a 3-3, or are we going to see a 4-2 in the favour of Disworld? Well, that answers your call. Project 7 ties things up.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if Overlay loses that gunfire right there, I still don't think there's enough time on the clock. It was very well played round. Connor does really well to stay alive in the garage stairs, draw both players to him, and just waste so much time being in that position. And you can see the strat. You force all 4 players to B, you get a late plan A, and then as soon as you get that bomb down, if you have somebody in your spawn in that top window position, it's so difficult to retake the A bomb.
Oh yeah, certainly would be, but this is it now. We've got a tied matchup in the S&D. Now we kind of expected to kind of go one way or the other at this point in time. It's normally quite good to be back and forward for a S&D and going all the way to that round 11. Don't know if we'll get that far to that round 11 here in this one, but we just never know. The way that it's gone, it looked like Disworld had a very good start, but now Project 7's got themselves back into the swing of things, and they're pushing up really aggressively here as Disarray gets up towards their top window. Overlay gets the first blood as well, and that's going to give them the opportunity here in the defense to just kind of wait things out now with that added man. No, the players are coming towards that B site in VIP, and Lampy just keeps himself out of way and out of harm's way as much as possible. But they won't know the players are coming in.
It's a great adaptation for P7. They know that the aggression doesn't usually come from the A side, so they take it off of Disworld and actually catch Dizzy in transition. But their team nade trading out 1 for 1. It's all right though. Connor does find one. It's still a man advantage here for the side of P7. Overlay putting shots down, gets tagged up and backed up as the side of Disworld are looking to try and isolate some form of gunfights. They know the pinch is coming in. Twisted puts shots down. Players heavily tagged up all over the place as Alpha. Wow, he wins a big 1v1 onto Disarray there though, as he must have been tagged. That must have been a big win coming from the side of Alpha. It's now a 2 versus 2. That bomb will go down. Let's see here. It looks like P7 are going to opt for the wrap and try and catch this timing. And at the same time, it looks like Disworld are unaware. They're not going to try and push out the back spawn. They are going to elect to play on the bomb site. This could play perfectly to P7's hands, though, as they do have this quick rotation and they're taking the low route where there is no information to give away. They are going to now creep into this bomb site. Catch players unaware, but look at the timing as 3 pushes out and transitions. The shots go in, information's given, but Twisted, no Overlay, can't find the kill. Twisted stays alive, backs up. The child comes in from Alpha though, and he is cleaned up. It does leave Twisted in a 1 versus 2. Shots come in, he can't find the kill. Overlay on the defuser, he has to play this fast. He's going to slide in, go for the plan. He does get the kill, but the defuse comes in anyway. It was so close for Twisted. And a round win P7, but wow, a very scrappy one down the stretch.
Yeah, he thought that was going to be well and truly finished it as he got the route on towards Twisted, but Twisted managed to dip out the doorway, keep himself alive, and almost managed to turn things around there in the end. That would have been quite some comeback considering the weakness he was at, but didn't manage to find the bomb carrier in enough time. The bomb defusal does go in. P7 Esports now take the lead here in the S&D for the first time. Apart from that round one, I'm pretty sure, because they were on the attack early on and it was 1-0. But after that, this is an actual lead because it's pretty much, there's been passes back and forward now. With Twisted in the defense, so they're kind of split normally. 2 over A, 2 towards B, but there's an RCXD. You can hear easily spotted. Twisted gives away some information though, but that's going to be okay. It's quite far distance away from any harm.
Yeah, I think you're just starting to see the adaptations coming now from P7. They're sort of reading that Disworld are playing this very straight up, right? Very stack heavy, looking for the trade. So they're trying to almost consistently bait this Disworld team to overcommit to something and give them a bit more space. As Lampy's now trying to work you just see he's trying to give information away. As the shots come in, he manages to dip away. But this is all just mind games here. He's just trying to force this rotation, this wrap. But actually, the backup immediately out the side of Disworld, they're anticipating a quick hit. But that quick hit's not coming. It's going to be a big 1v1 of the pincher. Disarray so deep in the corner. And spot Dizzy's head. The execution is in. And that's a clean kill onto the A player. But not a lot of time left here. They don't have a lot of time. I don't think they can really make it to a bomb site. As I say that, the overlay finds a second towards the B side. It's going to be a full-on stack now. And all onto Alpha and Chunk to find a 2v4.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask, but Alpha adds 1. Finds Disarray, traded out by Overlay now. All down to 1. That will be ended. P7 Esports now 2 rounds in the bounds. Gives them that 5-3 lead. And this means that they're 1 more round away from map point. And that's going to be 2-0 in the series for them if they can find it here. And then it's pretty much the way we said at the start of the map. It could be a P7 well and truly orchestrated S&D.
Yeah, you can just see the comfortability difference, right? It's the mid round adjustments from P7. It's this constant, like I say, chess match. Disworld are like playing these very sort of simple stacks, and they work great until the other team figures out exactly where you stand, and then they start playing to isolate those players. They know Dizzy likes to pinch, so what do? They bait, and they catch him out. And this is what I'd expect them to do. A straight 4-man smash, backs against the wall. Let's just try and make this 50-50 gunfights, but you can see the blind counter straight through the middle of the map from P7. Lampy finds one into Alpha, and look at the quick pinch from number 8. Disarray's already in their spawn. Number 2, Dizzy has no idea, and that is a clean round. That is what you call a blind counter from the depths of hell as P7 run it down mid, expecting that A hit.
That was a phenomenally quick round, and you've seen the 2 kills going the way instantaneously from Lampy up top window, and Dizzy will get that kill. The explosion, I'm pretty sure, was what killed the other member as well, and that makes the Project 7 are now leading the way 2-0 in the series, a 6-3 win in their S&D, and yeah, looking strong and comfortable in that mid rotation change from the middle of the series. Obviously it was getting Disworld looking good at the start, but P7 changed their adjustments around, found their way into it and got themselves in front and never looked back, as now they're 2-0 up in the series with 1 more map potentially in their hands, and that's going to go that vault control. When it comes to vault control, do you see P7 losing this one out here as well? I'm pretty sure you says if the red card goes away P7, this could be the vault control 1 here and there.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's about momentum, right? Like we have teams I think have advantages to some maps. Vault's a very straight up map. There's not a lot of weird nuance to Vault. It's very much just smash it down mid through the catwalk, get kills, you get full control of the map. So if you're a team like Disworld that might not have the most repetitions as a full team, and chemistry is what you lack, a simple map like this definitely can play into your favor. However, you were down 2-0. Both maps didn't look that great. And depending on how quick you go into this map 3, you could be going in a little bit frustrated. And if you play a map like Vault Frustrated, it could be so easy to just get staggered into oblivion and have no way back. So if I'm Disworld, I'm taking 5 minutes. I'm being the worst type of team for casters. I'm taking 5 minutes of water break. I'm waiting it out, and I'm just resetting everything and coming back in with a clean mindset. Because, I mean, you've lost 2 maps, but a sweep is still a sweep, and you're still in the series. All you got to do is win 3 in a row.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. I mean, it's easily said or done. They won 3 in a row to win it. I mean, you could win 3 in a row to reverse it. I mean, it is very possible, and we do see it quite sometimes. we've actually been to the stage where when we cast together is not going to round 5. So I mean, maybe we're still in that situation where it's not going to distance, and we will be end it here. But we did see one map 4 before. There's still a chance for Disworld to try and find a way into the map and a way into the series here by getting that map win. But we'll take you to a wee short break because they're obviously, the players are taking some break before we start map number 3. And in the meantime, we'll catch you with some replays from the last couple of rounds. But it does mean that he's the first to fall against Overlay. But Chunk inside will beam towards. Stuns do tag him though, and he will be getting spotted here. Nade comes out as well, gets him down to 50 HP, but at least no blooded. And P7 Esports aren't looking to channel that yet whatsoever. They're going to hold their lines and hold their crosses, make sure they can spot the players potentially making their way around, as it looks like nobody in Disworld are willing to make a move.
You get bodies in the hill just to watch the one doorway, and you just create this horrible funnel for the opposition team, just forcing very unfavorable gunfights. And the trades are now coming in from the side of P7 as Lampy locking it up 13-4, having himself a map with a Hellstorm as well already in the pocket for the early rotation. I'd be interested to see if he uses it to get this P1 clear.
Makes it a 2v2 scenario, but you do see on the cross here, Chunk might get some good timing here. Go towards
Legendary. I'm legendary. Yeah, you know. I'm legendary. You know. Let's go. Out of the dust, a legend is born. Born for the game, born for the throne. Up from the ground, and out of the gates. I am the storm, I am the thunder, I am the eye of the hurricane. Yeah, cause I'm the only one that's born for this shit. Cause I am mythic, I was made for.
There we go. Now, Vault Control we go. Project 7 to win the series if they win this here. And Disworld need to find a win in it to get themselves in the series and keep themselves there. As they'll be the ones doing the attack to start off with. The hardest part is the attack. Most of the time on any of these control maps. And the way it's going, it's red in the feed back and forward though, but it is a position for P7 Esports to try and push up here and try and catch him in the spawns, but Alpha at least gets out of that and gets the route in towards the back. And they're going to get free dead at least. Get themselves the opportunity here to get on towards that A site. And Disworld will stay there and try and get as much ticks progression as quickly as possible here. Give themselves an extra minute and potentially go towards that harder point, which is towards B.
Yeah, it's sort of a vie for mid-control early on, but what I like what I'm seeing from Disworld here is the constant routes through the catwalk as Chunk finds 3. I tell you what, he is somebody that needs to get hot in this series. He's a player that plays a lot on momentum, and when he gets going and he gets hyped, he starts roaring, he can be a player that can really take over. He's been quite quiet so far, so he's a player that I think Disworld need to heat up. But back to my point, the catwalk has been sort of ran by Disworld early on, and you can see the amount of control it gives you. As Alpha and Chunk taking routes, finding picks early on to sort of give them that A point. So nice early sort of fighting there from Disworld. But as we see, the B point's so difficult because you spawn so far away if you are the offense. But the raps are coming in. They're trying to be fundamentally sound, get control of the left side of the map, stop anyone pushing up on their pinches, and vie for some mid-control. Trades come in, and now we see as it looks like Disworld are going to stabilize you towards the mid-map.
Yeah, they're stabilizing a little bit, but it's pretty even here in the kills and in the feed. They need a few more kills if you're Disworld though, but they decide to hop the zone with 2 players at the moment. There's going to be players rotating in the middle, going through mid-map, and it's going to be pulling the players off of the B tick progression just now. And you're going to see player number 6, that's Connor, leaving his high ground for now, just to diminish that extra ticks towards B, so that it's even harder for them to make progression.
Yeah, just sort of bumping the chain, right? Overlays off, spawn another AR, let Connor go up, free up the map. He can hold that top art position. You don't want to turtle too much on Vault because even though top art is such an important position, you can't actually really see the point from up there. So if they do get on underneath you, there's not much you can really do. You see both teams sort of tentatively fighting for control there, but the swing does go in the favor of Disworld as 2 is found. Lampy gets 1 on the trade, but the stack is in with the crosses now coming in from Twisted. His shots go down range, but Lampy finds a huge 2-piece here to actually get towards the point, flying in. Trade should come in here as Overlay and this raid combine with Lampy himself to find all 4 down, 3 in a row there. Big trade from Lampy on the Twisted as he crossed towards Art.
Oh, that's a gunfight you don't want to be losing there. That was going on for a little bit longer than it should have. But at least Twisted gets the trade in, and now it's disarray. But it's 9 versus 9. We're almost going to get to a stage where everybody is going to be looking to not fall or die here, because it could be game over. Lampy loses it on a 7 streak. But they're not getting a chance to get through mid-map and find the kills or picks that they need here, as it's back and forward constantly in trades, and that's not going to work out if you're Disworld, because you want to get that progression made. So far they've made 4 ticks, so, and that's a good start on an attack and run considering. But it looks like Overlay and Crow will manage to hold off here unless Dizzy goes big, but he just can't find the second kill. Chunk now going to try and stop it for the last bit of time, but Disarray is there. P7 have no more players left. That will be the round, but that's 4 ticks of progression, sorry, made there. And that's a good wee start.
Yeah, not a bad effort given your offense early doors. You don't have any trophies to start the round. A great start from Chunk. He did slow down in the back half of the round, but I feel like this is a map where if Chunk can sort of get in position, right, get through that middle of the map, sort of dart around the Jeep and the P2 area when they have this defense coming now, he can really get hot, get himself a couple of kills, and maybe get some momentum on his side. But the defense goes way at P7, 4 ticks, and also a 4 life advantage for the side of P7. So if we do go to a theoretical round 5, tied on ticks, they do currently have a 4 life advantage. So let's see what they elect to do on the offense here. We're going to see a mid-stack trophies come down. Looking like a quick rush trophy to try and dodge the nades, start onto the middle of the map, but the trophies might be a bit too shallow as the stuns do come in. It's a full collapse from both teams. Trades coming in. Yours, Chunk and Dizzy combined to find 2. Disarray and Overlay and Sabat though. Chunk with another one finds 3. It's a 1 versus 1 on the point. Disarray versus Dizzy, who's actually elected to fly forward and find somebody off of spawn. So an absolute bloodbath as the 4 for 4 trade comes in the middle of the map. No team's really getting any sort of control here as the battle for Catwalk starts to commence.
Yeah, this is the battle, and it's going to come in, but it's going to be won by Chunk. He finds it from up top. He's going to add a second towards Lampy. Now he's going to ditch out towards the players that will be spawning in the back. This could be the start of that spawn trap here. You do see Alpha finding 1. Is he back and forward trying to find a second? Yeah, he does find a second. There we go. And there's the spawn trap position set up here. If you're Disworld, you're in an opportunity to hold it here, but it looks like they're pushing out towards that top northeast side. And they're going to find a kill that they need onto Dodge. Dizzy Overlay at least gets that, but Disworld have got a life advantage now with that spawn trap. And it also means that P7 don't have any ticks of progression towards either A or B, and they're going to have to win some crucial gunfights here to try and have an opportunity at least to make some progression.
Indeed, but they see that the Catwalk push off of spawn gets him some control, but they have given it up there. A Chunk off the top finds 2, dips away with his life as well as the trades coming through the front. Yours Twisted combines with his teammate to find 1 on the point. Last player off Overlay in any sort of advanced position. He is traded out, leaving it a bit more control now for the side of Dizzle. But you can just see when you ignore Catwalk, the amount of pressure it puts on you in the middle of the map. As Chunk, both times he's been up there, has managed to find 2. As I do say that though, the stabilization comes in back on the point now for P7. They're trying to get the ticks in. The big wave of kills here as there's only 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they're going to add that extra minute, thankfully, for P7 Esports, and it's quite relatively straightforward here. 14 versus 13. Not much lives to play for towards B. And it's going to be who gets a couple of kills in the feed, and it looked like it was Blue to start with, but at least Lampy finds Chunk. That player down below, and Overlay's decided he's not going to go down yet. He's waiting on his teammates to get back up. Meanwhile, Twisted is in the back of spawn, trying to cause some nuisance here to that player that just spawned, and that would be BB Connor, but nothing's going to be coming of that anytime soon.
Sort of a very stiff exchange as both teams' main ARs try to hunt each other down in the back annals of the map. But as I say that, the trades come in, make that 3 down for the side of Dizzy. As Dizzy with a long pinch through mid, 4-4 in the feed now, full control of the map. Dizzy pushing up P2, going to force that ammunition spawn in to the side of P7, and the cut is in mid as well there. Number 4 will be Chunk, as he does find the gunfight onto Disarray, leaving it all onto number 5 Overlay, hitting the front of the map. But he does find actually the kill onto Alpha. It's going to be a 1v1 to contest the point as Dizzy wins it, and that should conclude the round. So tick advantage to Disworld, up 1 tick, and I believe probably up a couple of lives too, as that was a little bit more of a tidy defense coming from them in comparison to the side of P7.
Oh yeah, much better. It didn't even look like there was a chance here for them to even get a 5.1 seconds was left on the clock, but they did manage to stack it and get the extra minute added, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough lives really to kind of send towards that, because Disworld got them caught in a little blender in the back of spawn, and now that gave them the opportunity to go and win that one out. It's going to be 1-1, but Disworld have the opportunity with the extra tick that they have earned so far, so they're looking to get that defense to start with. But now they have to see what they could do again on an attack. Can they win this round, or can they still get more progression ticks that they need to potentially make sure they guarantee themselves on that defense? But without fights coming down, Alpha drops down from Catwalk to try and give some pressure, but it's working out for BB Connor up top inside Catwalk. He's going to find some kills, and he's going to make sure the pressure is on the Disworld squad.
Yeah, no, early fights for Catwalk. You can see both teams favouring it a little bit more now on the break off of this side. The early control does go to P7 as Overlay and Connor are able to clear it. Overlay trying to lock it down. You put some shots in, but will get cleaned up on the pinch. The wrap out does come in. Chunk and Alpha very, very disciplined there to take the good routes to get control of the map. They retake mid. The trades come in now. Lampy and Dizzy do go 1 for 1. And you can see Pinstripe Killfeeders ends up in a 2 versus 1 now for Twisted. He's not going to find anyone. But Dolphin dive from the depths there as Lampy finds him on the cleanup and is early control again to P7.
Yeah, that was nice from Lampy. A little bit of a movement skill there to dive on through and find his pick. But P7 defending strong this time round. No ticks of progression being made, but we seen what happened last time with P7 on their attack. It went up to 5.1 seconds and progression started to be made, but it doesn't look like Disworld are getting opportunities. All 4 are dead in the feed. They're going to get splendored in the back here, and it's going to be Overlay trying to deal with the damage alongside Lampy and Connor. The AR finds Chunk, finds one, Twisted out, finds the trade. Now Disarray is going to stop them coming through the main doorway. That's going to be that. That's going to be the round in P7 Esports. Now, a great defense to stop any ticks of progression. Now it's upper hands for you guys. If you can find a couple of ticks now, that will give you the chance to be guaranteed that defense in round 5 unless you go on to win. It doesn't matter what happens in terms of ticks.
Yeah, no, you love a lockdown defense, right? 0 ticks for the offensive team. It puts you in a great position for anything now. So even if you lose this offense, it doesn't really matter too much because as soon as you get 1 tick, you're pretty much guaranteed defense now. So a little bit of relief for the side of P7. But knowing these players, they'll want to keep their foot on the gas pedal and close it out right here. You can see the early break off again. Adaptation, you've got number 8 in Disarray playing for the Catwalk. Whereas the side of Disworld have elected to go for more of a mid hit, but you can see the kills do come in as Lampy finds 2 out of nowhere, and Dizzy is left alone here on the B Street. He tries to back up, but I love this play from Lampy. Early control of the art building forces that Catwalk spawn for the side of Disworld, and it means that you can filter towards the B site for free and potentially make them have to fight a war on 2 fronts. They have to worry about A and B at the same time.
Yeah, exactly that. BB Connor finds 2 crucial kills here as well to stop the players spawning back well. They get some ticks of progress towards B as well. A does get that 1 tick so close to second ones, but the way they're winning these gunfights and slaying out for now, it looks like the opportunity could be to guarantee themselves this defense. But there we go, 3 dead in the feed does go to favour of Disworld, and thankfully for them, they can push themselves up. Overlay answers to 1 though as he finds Twisted, now looking to try and make his way in towards A, and that's going to be 1 kill towards his name. Lampy comes challenging in, Kid finds 2. Oh my god, is this going to go all the way now to the stage where he's just got 1 tick of progression and that is it, and then all of a sudden his defense just comes out strong?
Yeah, no, it's looking like a good answer back there from Disworld, but the trades are coming in. It's just Lampy staying alive. He's being so annoying on their side of the map and just not allowing any of them to get up the map for free. And by being alive for so long, I mentioned it in the previous series, you just allow a lane for your team to sort of funnel through. And there's the cap coming in. So that is a guaranteed defense no matter what for P7, no matter how this round goes. Overlay now, last man alive up on the point. Going to be trying to play his life, will get cleared out by Chunks. So if you decide this one now, just stabilize, take a deep breath. You know you don't have defense anymore, so just lock it in now. Make sure you clean up the rest of these kills and then refocus for the last round. But they seem to be leaving gaps here as Connor has managed to sneak all the way up B Street without being spotted, and he's got a big 1v1 here actually. Twisted, luckily off of spawn, has managed to stay alive and sort of buy some time, but Connor does win it, so that's a huge 1v1 now on the backside. Gonna lock it down. Chunk coming in for the trade, will find it and clear it and give him a bit of breathing room, but that could have been scary if Connor managed to set up there.
Yeah, at this point in time, they don't need to do any more. They're guaranteed to defense, but obviously you could have went on to win it here. But it's 10 versus 9. Make that 9 versus 9 as Lampy does find Dizzy here in the back. Chunk finds Connor. All of a sudden, it's an 8v8. It's just going back and forward, and this could go down to kills here rather than it going down to that tick progression, because they're not getting much control of the map here if you're P7 Esports and you're just trying to find extra picks before you can make your way towards that B site. You do see Lampy pushed up early though, and that's going to be pretty good because that's 1 kill. His teammate finds another chunk. They'll get the trade in. No, but it's 6 versus 7, 23 seconds to play it. Don't think we're going to get any progression made, but you just never know. If Lampy dips and decides he can go out into that back spawn, he knows where the spawns are coming from, and they're going to get on towards B, free stacking it.
A free stack in, only 2 lives left for the side of Diz. Will make that one. It's all on Chunk by himself, trying to run at 4 players. He should be cleaned up, and that's going to do it. P7 close it out. No defense, round 5 needed, as they close it out 3-1 in the control and a 3-0 in the series. Now, I thought it would have been a bit closer than that. I wouldn't have called this as a 3-0, but P7 came out. The guns are hot. Connor, Lampy playing exceptionally well in this series, making sure that there was no chance for the side of Diswell to come back into it. And, well, they got punished. A great map as well from Overlay there. Some good damage numbers across the board. You can see 3,600, 3,500 for the side of Connor and Lampy. So big map from the pair of them.
Yeah, big map from the two of them. Connor and Lampy. Lampy with the routes, finding some great picks where it's needed. That makes it a 3-0 series in favour of Project 7 Esports, and that kind of almost cements herself in the next stage of these elites here. Still 2 more games to play, I'm sure, against a few other oppositions that they have to come up against, but they've got themselves in a good position now after this win, and it's going to be everything to fight for here if you're Disworld to try and get yourself back in. Though, what a series it was in terms of them. Player-wise, who was your standout MVP from any of the 2 teams that you fought from that series?
I mean, in terms of, consistent slaying and big plays in the map too, I think to this series, it's got to go to Connor. He had a great map 1. He had some big clutch moments in the second map to stop what could have been a potential rally from the side of Disworld. And then even though he had a bit of a quieter map 3 sort of numbers, he still put up the damage and retained a lot of map control to allow his submachine guns in Lampy and Disarray to sort of cause chaos. So yeah, I'd probably say Connor this series.
That is fair. Well done, Connor. We'll give you the MVP of the series. Fantastic work for you, Avo. Once again, thank you for coming along and duocasting with myself. I hope you had a fantastic time and you enjoyed the series as much as I have. Anything else you want to say before we send you to the final replays of the evening and we end the stream there? And we'll be moving on towards NA and I'll be jumping off elsewhere, but anything else you have to say?
Well, thank you for having me on. Thank you for letting me watch some of the Challengers Elite games. A bit of a jump from Division 6 or 7 XP League up to Challengers Elite. So been a bit of fun. Hopefully one day we'll actually get a full 5 maps. We've had 2 3-0s today. And only once have we gone to map 4. So I guess we're a bit of a cursed caster, right? Whoever wins map 1 with us probably wins the series every time.
Yep,
so,
it seems the way. It seems the way. We're not getting map 5s. We're not getting these round 11s and S&D at the very end to see who can have the ice in the end. But we're having good series. They're having good matches, but it's just not the distance matches that we want to kind of cast out on. But I mean, it is what it is. It is Call of Duty at the end of the day. It could go anyway. But yeah, it's been a pleasure again. Your knowledge, your insight has been fantastic to have on board. And yeah, we'll have a wee short break for myself before I'm jumping on to another cast. But thank you very much. Have a great evening and enjoy your sleep, Avo, and enjoy work tomorrow.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you for having me.
Peace. Alpha goes for that instantly barrels throw the nade, but it does mean that he's the first to fall against Overlay. But Chunk inside will beam towards.
Score is not that drastic. You got a lot of big picks coming out of Disworld whenever they seem to be out by Chunk. So if you decide Disworld now, just stabilize, take a deep breath,